Hi, I'm Mac. Hi, I'm Ruckus. And together, we're Maximum Ruckus! Yay!
What's up, Internet? Welcome to Maximum Ruckus, the podcast that you're listening to.
That's this.
That's this one. I am your host, Brandon, aka Jose Ruckus. Joining me, as always, Makenna May.
Hi, it's me.
Makenna, so we got a couple different things that we're going to talk about this week.
Yes.
You just had yourself a fun trip.
I did. Went up the Apple, Big Apple.
The Big Apple?
Fun fact, saw 0 apples.
No apples in the Big Apple.
Why is it called the Big Apple?
It's a great question. I don't know.
No apples. I saw trees, but I didn't see apple trees. I know what apple trees look like. Saw a lot of big buildings, a lot of sites. Yeah, no apples. I could do with one though. I haven't had an apple in a long time.
It looks like there's not exactly a clear answer to why it's called the Big Apple.
Great. None.
Yeah, there's apparently people working on it. There are historians that are apparently very interested in this question. I can tell you that.
Being worked on. That's insane. Like, does it have the, like, when, do they at least know what it dates back to? Or are they still trying to figure that out?
So apparently that's been a fairly recent thing that they figured out where they think it came from. Yeah, it has this here on Wikipedia. Although the history of Big Apple was once thought a mystery, a clearer picture in terms of history has emerged due to the work of historian Barry Popick and Gerald Cohen of the Missouri University of Science and Technology.
What?
The earliest known usage of Big Apple appears in the book The Wayfarer in New York, 1909, in which Edward Sanford Martin writes, Kansas is apt to see in New York a greedy city. It inclines to think that the Big Apple gets a disproportionate share of the national sap.
Okay, so you know, in the Peanuts, when the adults talk and it just goes wah wah, you reading that passage, that's what that sounded like.
That's what it did in my brain too. Apparently it's supposed to be like a metaphor for like, this is the tree and it's, all about like the Big Apple or whatever, even though it's not, New York, whatever. Big deal. Which I agree with personally. Have we talked about how much I hate New York?
I don't know. Why do you hate New York?
Oh, I hate New York, Makenna.
Why? Have you been?
No, never.
Oh, you should
Might never go.
They got a lot of hot dogs there.
I've been told that is one thing that like makes me consider going there. But from a sports point of view, I can't stand New York City. Cannot stand New York City. So like they get an oversized share of media.
There's so many teams.
They have a bunch of teams.
Just there.
They have a bunch of teams, and they're all bad.
Yeah.
Like they don't have a single good team, and like because like sports is already in America like very East Coast centric, like because ESPN and all the stations they're located out in New York and Stamford, Connecticut, those kind of places. So all the sports that they cover are the sports that are on like prime time, East Coast time, and then like the teams that play prime time West Coast time. The people on ESPN are not staying up to watch those games. That's just what's happening. This is we talked about this a bunch when the NBA finals were going on. That it was like, all the people on ESPN are finally seeing the Denver Nuggets for the first time.
Their eyes have been opened.
Yeah, because they haven't watched a single game of Denver Nuggets basketball because they don't play in New York. So yeah, and I mean the fans are idiots. They all think that their teams are like way better. They assume that they're going to get every single big name free agent on the market because they're New York.
Look at Aaron Rodgers to the Jets.
Yeah,
which I forgot about for a few months until right now.
I forget about it constantly, and he deserves to be in New York. You know,
I thought I was going to see him. I was just looking everywhere I looked. Oh, where's
just
Aaron?
looking around for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, exactly. It's the whole reason I went up there on the hunt for.
I hate New York. I hate New York. So, but you went and visited New York.
I did. A couple friends, Chaz and Joey, they came in from the UK, and I was like, cool, I can take a train up there.
Yeah.
Boom, pop up there. I was up there for about 6-7 hours. We got pizza, delicious. We had wings. We had
where
beer.
did you get pizza from?
We got it from a place called John's. It was called John's.
It's called John's.
It was like John's on Times Square or whatever, but yeah, it was John's. Because I texted one of my good friends, she frequents New York, and was like, hey, do you have any recommendations? Da, da, da. And she's like, yeah, we like John's. I was like, cool, I'm in.
Was this better than just like normal pizza?
It's magical. It was
Yeah?
sit down. No, yeah, it was all right. It wasn't like the best pizza I ever had. I don't know where I live. It's like we have a bunch of pizza places, so I'm like kind of, I don't know, akin to those pizzas. But John's was pretty good. It was pretty decent. Okay. We had wings, which you've never experienced me eating wings.
No.
But I use a lot of napkins.
Oh, you're good. You're supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. So got that. We had beers. I introduced them to Joey Chestnut and the sport of eating because it was on ES. They were replaying the hot dog eating competitions on ESPN,
building up the excitement.
Yeah, exactly. And they were like, "Why is this on ESPN?" I go, "This is America.
It's a sport.
It's a sport. Yeah, like, come on." They kept turning around to watch it. It's fascinating.
Joey Chestnut's maybe the most dominant athlete of any sport ever.
Oh, absolutely. His high is like 73.
Yeah, like nobody's even close.
No,
in numbers.
Dude, he's just sucking down hot dogs.
Although Kobayashi doesn't compete anymore, so who knows what Kobayashi's capable of.
Who knows?
I mean, at their peak, they were neck and neck. They were about as good as each other. And then, Kobayashi left the sport. Joey Chestnut.
Dominant. So we went there. Lovely time. Then I saw Times Square for the first time. I saw 3 Spider-Men, a Sonic, and 2 giant gorillas. Not real gorillas.
Big gorilla?
Big gorilla. Like King Kong, maybe? Makes sense in New York. There was 2. They were kind of scary. A lot of lights going on. And then it was stinking hot. So every time we walked past a store and the door opened, we would just kind of wander in to get the air conditioning a little bit. We looked at some sneakers at Foot Locker. That was a good time. Then we went to, where did we go next? Oh, we went to the Harry Potter store in New York. I bought a butter beer that came in a cup, a souvenir cup.
You got to keep the cup?
I got to keep the cup.
I like it when you get to keep the cup when you buy a drink.
I love a souvenir cup. Like, I got a souvenir cup from the Flyers.
Sometimes I like a souvenir cup so much that even if it's not I'll just take it anyway. I know.
You need something.
Yeah.
People love a souvenir. I just like little trinkets. I can't help it. We got some snacks, and then we had to find a bathroom then because I had snuck out the butter beer because technically we were supposed to finish it. We were supposed to finish our food in the place, but we kind of snuck it out because we wanted to go somewhere else. So then we had to find a bathroom for me to rinse out said cup because it had like all the foam and it was all like gunky from the sugar and stuff. So I rinsed this out in a Barnes & Noble bathroom. 4-story Barnes & Noble. Magical. And then we went.
You should have checked out the Criterion section. We got 50% off right now.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah.
We walked in, I go, I'm going to hold off cleaning out this mug. I see Criterion Collection. And we're like, no, that was great. And then the drinking started, officially. I mentioned we had a beer earlier, and then we found an outdoor bar, and then it started to pour. So we were like, okay, we can either make a run for the train station or the subway station, or we can have another drink. So we got another drink.
Yep.
We played Jenga in the
Big
rain.
Jenga or regular size Jenga?
Medium sized. It's bigger than normal sized Jenga, but it could still fit on a table.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I lost. It's okay. Chaz won. Joey lost as well. So Chaz is the official New York Jenga winner. And then there was a dog, big golden retriever named Finn, super friendly. We got to pet him. Very cute. And then I was like, let's go to the bar that's owned by Austin Rogers, or not owned by Austin Rogers, tended by Austin Rogers, who was on Jeopardy in 2017. So we went. Oh, I rode the subway. Very exciting. He was not bartending, but we had drank. We had Jaeger bombs.
How was that? How did you enjoy the Jaeger bomb experience?
This is actually my second Jaeger bomb. I don't know if I've ever told you I had one before.
Yeah, I don't think you had. I assumed that this was the first time you had a Jaeger bomb.
I got one for free last year in London. So we went to a pub and they were like, "We'll give you your group free Jaeger bombs if half of your group reviews us on Google." So my one Google review is for this bar in London, and it's just like Pedro's the best bartender, and then Jaeger bomb. So that was exciting, and then I had to go on a train ride home, and I had 3 hours to sober up, and I did it. I had a donut.
Well done.
I had some water. It was great. It was wonderful. And I got very tired. I was very sleepy. And I woke up this morning very sore from all the walking.
Yeah, that'll definitely get you.
Oh, dude. It takes you right down.
Absolutely.
The legs? Whew, boy.
I've been trying to do a lot more walking lately. Mm-hmm. I've been trying, when I don't get home from work extremely late, which has kind of been happening lately, I've been trying to walk 3 miles every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you take like a specific route or do you like switch it up or?
So, it depends. So like the block around my house, that's half a mile just to do that block. It's almost exactly half a mile. Sometimes I'll just walk that. If I'm feeling a little more adventurous, I'll walk all the way down over to like where the school's at, and then like there's a park next to it, and like walk through all that, and then come back around, and that's about like 1.25 miles.
Ah, okay.
So I'll do that like twice, and then around my block like once or twice. And yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Trying to get the steps in,
Gotta get the steps. People be all about them steps.
Yeah, you gotta work. Gotta do the walking.
Gotta do the walking. That's what I think. I'm gonna be starting to walk with my dad around like the neighborhood and whatnot. And I'm assuming surrounding areas because there's a few neighborhoods around here. Very excited see the sights of from a walking standpoint rather than the car.
You gonna do a lot of walking? Not a big walker?
Not a big walker. I did a lot of steps in college, and I was like, I'm good for a bit. Because every building I had to go to on campus was always uphill, and I'm like, this isn't it. But you know what? It's walking time.
It is walking time.
No, they're calling the summer hot walk summer.
Hot walk summer, really? That's what they're calling it?
That's what they're calling it. Forget hot girl summer. It's hot walk summer.
Okay. So I wanted to kind of touch on. So last week we talked about TV shows to watch in the future. We have some updates on that front. Obviously.
Yes, we do.
So I want to check in with. We had some comments on the YouTube and on the Twitter. And I think we need to start doing this more often. It's just reading the replies. Makenna.
Reading the reply. Replies are good.
Yeah. So I mean, classic Joe Mertens, Murders with Mertens.
Of course.
Great show. Got to go listen to that. One made me shout out that Laura and Ronette from Twin Peaks show up in Mulholland Drive.
Oh, okay.
But also, Makenna, of course you should watch Twin Peaks, but I also highly recommend you watch The Americans. I think Brandon would approve. I would not approve or disapprove because I haven't seen The Americans either.
What is The Americans?
So I believe that is a show set during like the Cold War era. I would assume it's in like the 80s or so, but it's about a family of Russian spies living in America.
Oh, cool. Okay,
I have heard it's
in.
very, very good, but I've never seen it.
I'm in. I love a thing that doesn't take place present day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll add that to the list. Something to consider.
Putting it on the spreadsheet.
Michael Whalen on the YouTube recommends *Halt
Mikey.
and Catch Fire*, hidden gem of a show. I have seen *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Oh.
It's interesting.
Ooh.
I definitely liked it. I haven't revisited it very much. It does a lot of stuff.
Ah.
It has like a convention of a TV show that I've begun to find like particularly exhausting. It's so this amongst my friends, it used to be called the Inuyasha problem, which I haven't actually seen that much Inuyasha, so I'm not gonna make a big I just use the metaphor really, but it's since become for me to be known as the Breaking Bad problem, which is that every single episode ends with a cliffhanger that you think is going to be like a thing for an entire season.
Yeah.
And then the next episode wraps up that entire thing and then delivers another cliffhanger. And that just gets exhausting for me. That like every episode, and you get to the end of every episode and it feels like, oh, and then this is what the season's going to be about. Like I want to see them do this for the rest of the season. And then no, it's just like it's going to be the start of the next episode and then something else is going to happen. I actually got to like sort of talk to a writer from *Halt and Catch Fire* at one point. Not directly, but I was friends with somebody who lived in LA, and his dad he had some kind of a job at like a movie studio or whatever. And so he would like, friends just around parties or whatever, he would occasionally meet some writers or producers and stuff. And I once pitched a theory about like how I thought *Halt and Catch Fire* was being written based on the way that it kept being like, okay, it seems like this is what the show was supposed to be, and then they had to do something else. And I basically got confirmation that my theory about how the show was being written was 100% true.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's Jesus.
Yeah, like they were essentially being required to drop those cliffhangers at the end of every episode. And it's a really interesting show, but it goes some weird, like where the show starts to where the show ends, it just feels like a completely different show. But it is cool, and it's I think there's only like 3 seasons of it. But yeah, *Halt and Catch Fire* is worth your time. It's interesting,
easy to get through.
Yeah, and then Sophie on Twitter said, "Please watch Community, all caps."
All caps, very
all
important.
Caps. Yeah, I've already seen Community. It's great. I am slowly working through the last season of Community, which we talked about last time.
Really? What do you think so far?
It's not good.
Oh, no.
Every episode has like one gag in it that's hilarious. It almost makes up for how bad the episode is, how good like each individual gag is. But yeah, the last season's not very good. Every single episode opens like there's a scene missing.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Like there isn't like an like the way sitcoms do, where it's like establishing, everybody walks in, something gets brought up, and then everybody's like, oh yeah, we'll go do that or whatever. It's like every episode starts at like the end of the first act for some reason.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't explain it very well. You just like, yeah, it's weird. It's like it's always like one scene too late into an episode for some reason.
Oh god. Oh, I can't wait.
There was this one little hiccup. I almost took a picture of it to show you, but this was so weird. Where there was like clearly something got like reshot in an episode because so they have like a clear like whiteboard kind of thing, right? It's a whiteboard, but it's like see-through in one scene.
Cool.
And the guy's writing on it in orange marker, right? And it's like very clearly orange marker that he's writing like this, like, you know, what's going on in the episode on this board. And then later on, like towards the end of the episode, a character is standing in front of that board and they have just superimposed the words on top of it. And it's like it looks like it's like a foot off the board. Like it was done like super quickly and not well. And it's like kind of like, you know, that doing that like hanging floating there. Like it's very obviously not there. It looked terrible.
Oh.
It's really bad. So yeah, like they had like reshot that scene and forgot to like the continuity person just like forgot to do it, so they had to do it in post.
Jesus Christ. You think that'd be a note taken down somewhere, like
yeah, you really would. Or just like I don't know, don't.
That's
like
awesome.
like I would have never noticed that it wasn't there. I would have like been like, oh, like one, I would have never noticed, and even if I did, I'd be like, oh, maybe there's like more than one board in there. But they did it in a way that was so terrible that I couldn't even pay attention to what was happening in the scene. I was just watching these hovering letters in the background.
Oh my God.
It's like you fixed the problem by making it way worse.
My rewatch of The Sopranos has not been as exciting, apparently. No, I love it. I love Sopranos. It's great. I just finished up season 4 right before we started this.
There's like 5 seasons, right?
6.
6?
But the last season they did the Breaking Bad thing where they split it up for some reason.
Split into 2.
Yeah, so technically 7, but 6. And it's
how long do you think it's going to take you to finish it? Like how many episodes are you getting through a day?
Ooh, I get through maybe 4 or 5. I'd
say.
Wow!
So yeah, you're going to be done pretty quick.
I'll probably be done by the next time we record. Yeah. I found that I'm just kind of good at just breezing through TV shows because it's just I'll just turn it on and I'm doing a cross stitch right now. And so I'm like, just pop that on.
Well, I mean, a TV show you've seen before, right? Like, you don't even have to pay attention that much.
Right.
Like, you already know what's happening or whatever. And then, like, yeah, a lot of the other shows that you watch are like, you know, I mean, you don't have to pay that much attention to what's going on in an episode of MASH, you know?
Exactly. Yeah,
it's like every episode's mostly the same episode.
They're in Korea. Shenanigans happen.
Yeah. Yeah, Hawkeye hits on a nurse. Radar is up to something. You get to the part of the episode where the injured people show up, and it's serious for a couple of minutes.
Choppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a good formula going for them. I mean, 11 seasons.
Yeah.
I think they did all right.
Yeah. It lasted longer than the real Korean War.
It dude, like, not even just double. It was like triple, I think, because it
wasn't a very long war.
No. I always love looking at those things. Like, I see it on Tumblr all the time where it's like Hawkeye in the first episode versus the last episode, and it's just like Alan Holt is just like aged 10 years.
There's because so like the thing like Community, like especially like earlier seasons, they'll do like episodes will be like homages to certain types of movies or certain TV shows, right? And so like I think it's in season 2 they do an episode that's an homage to MASH, and they bring up MASH, and he's like, you know, Hawkeye kept his upbeat attitude even into the 11th year of the Korean War.
He's real good at that. It's so hard too to like try to pinpoint like any kind of timeline with MASH as well, because there's like, especially between like Trapper and BJ, because there's things that like BJ did that like is technically dated before he even came and like replaced Trapper, and it's like I had to give up on trying to figure out when anything happened because it's like none of this is right. And I'm sure it doesn't help that I was binging it too. Like people had 11 years to digest this and forget everything. But how's Downton Abbey?
Okay, yeah. So I started watching Downton Abbey, which I promised to do in the last episode. We're finally fulfilling some of the promises around here.
two years in.
I really like it. It's a good show. There's some things about it that are weird.
Go on. I think I might know what you're gonna bring up, but go on.
So like one thing is that like every episode feels like there's an episode in between that you missed.
Yeah, that's like, because it's that thing of like they time jump. And it's like never a consistent time jump as well. Like I was going through the synopsis from series 1, and on the Wikipedia page it gives you the time and every like the month.
The first season takes place over like 2 years, right?
Yeah, it's wild.
It's insane.
It's like,
but they will reference events that you never saw happen. That happened in between. Like the last episode, they talk about Sybil's ball. The entire episode. That wasn't a thing that happened in the show. Like, oh, at Sybil's ball, you promised to propose.
Duh.
Why wouldn't you show me that? Why wasn't that on TV?
This is going to be brought up so much.
It's
a big deal.
Arguably the most important thing that happens in the entire season.
What's the thing of like, she's the youngest of the 3? It's like, here's this big deal. Da 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 da. And it's like, nope, we don't get to see it.
Yeah, no, it just happens. It just happens. But it feels like that was supposed to be an episode, and like they had to cut it for budget or something.
Yeah, it's the season's 7 episomes. They were supposed to get an 8th episode, but that was going to be the 8th episode.
I gotta dig in to see if that's like a real thing.
It's gotta be, because I'm looking at the dates, and it jumps from May 1914. Oh, never mind. It's a few months. Never mind. I'm sorry. Go on. I'm confused myself.
The other thing that I bet this is something that gets kind of ironed out as the show goes on. It has strong PBS vibes in this first season. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I've wrapped up the first season now. Every episode, it has like this same vibe of when I would watch TV shows on PBS, where it's like, this episode's about this thing in history or whatever. I'm trying to think of like a really good, like the episode that's just about the telephone. Yeah. And like obviously like that, it's like the gags in it are like pretty funny about like them getting their first telephone or whatever, but they treat it like it's like the edutainment of like, oh, and this is when the first telephones got installed, and or like the episode about like the fair or whatever. Like every episode has like a thing in it that is very edutainment, like we're gonna talk about this point in history, or
buckle up for season 2.
Yeah.
World War One.
Obviously the last episode of the first season is World War One has started. But yeah, it's very it's got strong PBS vibes, which I don't mind. It's just kind of strange.
Yeah.
And I did have one other problem with it, but it has sort of gotten ironed out towards the end of season 1, which is, I thought that what's the name of their family?
The Crawleys?
Main family? The Crawleys. So I thought Mr. Crawley was like too nice. And it felt Robert? Like it felt like the show was really going out of its way to make him never seem like the bad guy. Like he was always on the right side of things, and like as this like the last couple episodes of the season, they started kind of getting away from that.
Yeah.
But it seemed like everybody else was complicated characters with lots of stuff going on, and then he was just like the perfect man.
He's got to hold the family together. He's the last male heir before he goes to Cousin Matthew.
Yeah, or like the episode about this is the other strong PBS vibes. There's an episode where there's a garden contest.
Oh,
like some of this stuff in this show is just like so low stakes. It's hilarious. But
two very different extremes.
He just like immediately agrees that like, yeah, they're probably letting his mom win the garden contest every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's Maggie Smith. You got to.
Yeah. She's great in it. She's really good.
She only gets better. I love her so much in this. It's
Yeah. She's up there with my favorite characters, I think.
Ooh, who else?
I quite like Cousin Matthew. He seems like a G.
Love Cousin. Love Cousin Matthew.
Let's see. I like the butler.
Bates or Carson?
Carson. I like Carson. I do like Bates as well. Mm-hmm. I wish Bates would not be such a pushover all the time, but you know,
Fun fact,
what it is.
The actor who plays Carson is married to Imelda Staunton, who plays Umbridge, and she's also in the movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've learned. I was like going through their Wikipedia pages. I was like, oh wait, hold on a second. Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Yeah. I mean, I mostly like all the characters. There's obviously like the two characters. I texted you about that. I don't know anybody's names in this show. There's just too many names.
It takes
hate
forever.
them.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Yeah, they're
Thomas
horrible.
and O'Brien.
Yeah.
Terrible, and they're in cahoots.
Yeah, and like for no reason too. They're just like scheming for fucking nothing to gain nothing.
Right. All of their plots just get foiled. Like they don't.
Yeah, like they're very stupid. So it nothing ever goes their way. But also like the goal, like the things that they're trying to achieve with these plots don't even like you're not gonna get a valet job by being a dick to this guy. Like nobody here likes you. Yeah, I'm glad that he gets punched at the end of the season. That's quite satisfying. But yeah, I really like that like everybody's got something going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like that quite a bit. That like and like some like there are several characters who really only get like one episode to do their thing. Mm-hmm. Like the head maid, she only gets like a little bit of one episode to be like the star, but she's got stuff going on. Everybody's got stuff going on. I like that.
They're busy people. They'd be trying to make that house a home.
It's very like Kurt Vonnegut vibes.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, like Kurt Vonnegut, like as he got older, was like really obsessed with like he hated the way novels portrayed like characters. Like he didn't like the idea that there were main characters and side characters and stuff because that's like it sort of like tricks the human brain into believing that that's the way life is, that there are main characters in life and stuff. And so I like that the way this show works is that like everybody's got stuff going on and you're gonna figure out stuff about everybody. Like I seriously can't think of a single character that didn't have like a full thing going on. Mm-hmm. That's neat.
Yeah, it's fun. Especially, like when you start developing favorites and everything, it's like, ooh, it's their time to shine or whatever.
Yeah.
It's. I'm so excited for everything. I'm trying not to like go too, because I did read the synopsis, but at the same time, I'm like, I know I'm gonna accidentally let something slip, but it's so good. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing where things go because I mean it can go a lot of different ways. I wasn't exactly expecting it to go a lot like as with Mary specifically, like some of the things that happen pretty early on. Yeah, wonder how that's gonna end up.
I know what you're talking about. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. She's got to figure it out. She's fucking up left and right.
She's the old, like, she, like, has this air of, like, she knows everything, but it's like, she doesn't know shit.
She's literally, like, she's never been successful at anything.
No.
Ever.
No.
Everything she does, it is like... Mm-hmm. I sent you the gif of Sideshow Bob stepping on the rakes, just, like, over and over again.
Nothing works out for her, and she just assumes...
Yeah. And, like, she makes the same mistake, like, multiple times.
She is one of my favorite characters.
Oh, she's hilarious. She's great. Her. She's got to figure it out.
Yeah, she's very sassy, especially towards Edith. I don't remember how much that was in the first season.
It's quite a bit there because they don't actually like compete over any guys, but like Mary will like flirt with guys that Edith is into just to fuck with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah. But I don't like Edith, so that's...
Oh no, I did not like Edith either.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say because that might give away other stuff. But I'm so happy. Yeah, I kind of. I don't want to say I want to rewatch it now, but it's so good. I'm rereading these synopses. And I'm like, man, it's such a good show.
It's really, really good. And it's helping me understand a couple more jokes on the Venture Brothers, which is my entire goal in life, is to get through all of Venture Brothers, understanding every single reference to everything.
That's good. That's a good goal in life.
Yeah.
It's
surprisingly hard. The show references a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it helped me kind of understand the royal chain better of like who stands where and how things work in terms of hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
There is a lot of stuff going on, and it is funny that there's, you know, a tremendous amount of dramatic irony with all of it because, like, you know, there's not going to be any more royalty at the end of World War I, so that's kind of fun.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yes.
I know things that they don't.
I do.
Yeah. That, yeah. All of these kingdoms are about to fall apart in the course of just like a couple of years.
I don't think it ever goes into World War II at all. I don't even think the movies do. But it's the whole, like, they're talking like, oh, no more war. Da-da-da-da-da. This is the only war. World War I. I mean, it wasn't called World War I, but I don't know. I'd be curious to see how that would have panned out, but...
Maybe it'll keep going.
Maybe, dude, bring it back. I'm ready. Bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see, because, I mean, just from what I've seen, this is not enough story for 6 seasons and 2 movies, so what else is going to happen?
Buckle up.
Yeah, because they're really, if we're going to get that much mileage out of this show, there's got to be a lot more than just finding this one lady a husband.
Oh, this is...
Yeah, so...
it's fun knowing stuff that you don't know.
Yeah, so we probably won't do another Downton Abbey check-in, but I imagine we will probably do the movies on HBO Max in...
Yes.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, it took me a week to watch this first season, so...
A little bit.
Yeah,
down the road.
A couple months.
Yeah. Boom. I'm excited. I'm... The first movie's good. I like the first movie over the second movie. They're still good. I don't know. I like seeing everyone, so it was fun. And Imelda Staunton's in it, so.
Real big cast.
Real big cast. That theme song just goes on and on. You think there's no more names? There are. You're only halfway through the intro, and there's already 20 names coming through. Like, it's, yeah. You learn a lot of names. Actors, characters.
I'm not learning the names.
Oh. I learned the names.
I don't know. I mean, I eventually figured out everybody's name on Game of Thrones, but I was a much younger person and a lot more like, a lot weirder of just about like memorizing random shit from the internet. I don't know if I have the energy to remember every character in Downton Abbey's name.
My sister, I made my sister watch one episode when I was going through it, and then I would give her updates on different people, and like I would always have to re-explain who was who just because that one episode was not enough. Although it was during season 2, so I'll let you know which episode because it's a big episode. It's a doozy, but yeah,
all right,
it's a ride.
Yeah, it's fun. It's quite a bit of fun. I did have one other thing that I wanted to talk about.
Yes.
Today, Makenna. This was just I got a text message yesterday from a friend, and it was a link to a website that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
It was just a text to essentially to be like, hey, do you remember this thing? And yes, I did remember the thing. It was a link to thefuckingweather.com. And this kind of took me down a rabbit hole of like the old internet.
Oh, okay.
So thefuckingweather.com was a website that you would go to, and it would use just like your GPS location, right? Mm-hmm. And it would tell you the weather, but it wouldn't be like degrees or whatever. It would just give you like a very brief summary of it's fucking hot or it's fucking cold.
I have seen this before.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
And yeah. That used to be, a website that I would check like every single day. Along with what was for at least a year the homepage on my browser, isittuesday.com, which is just a website that is just tells you if it's Tuesday or not with a yes or a no. That one is still up. You can go to isittuesday.com.
I swear to God. I have an idea of what it may be in my head. Oh, hold on. Oh, wait. I did not type that right. I'm not from, it's not Tuesday.
Nope, it's not Tuesday.
It actually is Tuesday for me now. It lied to me. Wait, I don't think I did it right.
That one, I think the
Tuesday.
one that's, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Wow. Yeah. Love it. Isittuesday.com. It's good information that you need.
Mm-hmm. Very important.
But yeah, it got me thinking about the old internet and the way the internet used to be, because it's like these like the sort of like novelty websites aren't like
bring them back.
Really a thing. Well, it's all Twitter now, right?
It's all Twitter.
It's a Twitter bot now that puts out Is It Tuesday, right?
Boo. It's dumb.
It's now it's the accounts that auto post the It's Wednesday, my dude frog, or the at the end of every Friday you get the Daniel Craig ladies and gentlemen the weekend. Yeah. It's weird that like websites aren't that important anymore.
I know. Clog up my bookmark bar again. Like that was like before I could read. That's how I knew where anything was on the internet, because I would memorize what space it was in the bookmark bar. Like, I miss that so much.
Okay,
I mean, not being able to read. I was not a fan of not being able to read, but I miss the bookmark.
Okay. Yeah.
I miss this. I want to clarify.
Are there any websites that are like non-aggregate websites that you check every day?
I do. Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
I do 2 crossword puzzles.
Okay.
And I check Sporkle every day.
Sporkle.
Quiz site.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, we've talked about that before. Yeah.
Yes, every Tuesday they release a new badge, and then I go through all my challenges, and I do. Maybe I'll go try to complete some other badges. Like there was one badge I did last week where I had to win I needed to win 100 entertainment challenges, and I had 94 done. So I just did quick 6 entertainment quizzes, and I won those challenges.
Very nice.
And that's what I do every day.
I don't think there are really any websites that I go like YouTube is technically a website, but I interface with that via an app now, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Twitter, same. I'll probably I'll pull up when I get home. I'll pull up Twitter on the browser.
Yeah.
But that's like an aggregate website or whatever, a social media thing. It doesn't feel like I'm going to a specific website. Reddit kind of is, I think, the first thing that really started destroying all this kind of stuff, because it used to be, you had, if you wanted to talk about, let's say Jeopardy, right? Or you wanted to talk about Doctor Who, you used to have to go to 2 different websites to do those things. Now it's just you go to Reddit and you go to the subreddit, and that's where all the communities are. I don't know where to find communities to talk about things that aren't subreddits anymore.
I know, I can't think of anything. No. YouTube, I think, is trying to do that in a way with different creators and stuff, but I don't know. I
heard some people use Discord servers for this. I refuse to get involved in that. I'm in too many Discord servers as it is, and I don't participate in them.
I stopped going into big ones because I knew I was never going to talk. Yeah. And it's I'm not. I can just find everything else. If I need to find something out, I'll find it. I'll see it somewhere else. I don't need another avenue for me to get at everyone messages.
Yeah.
Don't make me excited at thinking someone messaged me when it's just some announcement annoying. Or whatever.
But yeah, I used to have several websites that I would go check every single, crack.com. I mean, I've talked about it before, but crack.com was every single day I go to crack.com and I read 5 articles every single day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's how growing up, we would check Webkins every day, and that evolved into Club Penguin for a while, and in some of that as well, Pop Tropica was in there. I didn't get into Neopets, but I had friends who did Neopets every day, those random online websites or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, they kind of stopped. I mean, I guess they're video games, they're Fortnite now, but there's no Flash.
Yeah.
Well, there is no Flash anymore. Period.
Yeah,
but
Flash doesn't exist anymore.
No.
But yeah, there isn't just a posting a Newgrounds or wherever you would go to play random games online. But I mean, now our computers are power enough to play actual games. So
this is why we don't need a console.
And yeah, I would go to the Penny Arcade forums, or I think one was called Face Punch, which was it was the forum for the people who'd made Gary's Mod.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was theirs. I mean, way back in the day, I was on the Rooster Teeth forums back in the day.
Oh my god, were you really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was a long time ago, but yeah.
I went through a Smosh phase for about a year when I was in middle school, and I would go to their website every day, look at their articles and stuff. I think that's really maybe BuzzFeed every once in a while. But yeah, it was the games. It was the Club Penguin, the Webkins and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I do sort of wish I still had a place to go read interesting articles every day. Because I mean, so Grantland was a big part of my life for a long time, which was an offshoot of ESPN that now is essentially The Ringer, but I don't go to The Ringer anymore.
Right.
And the content you get at The Ringer is, I mean, there's some of it that's really good. I've sent you some Ringer articles when I find some that I like, but I don't know. It's all just kind of YouTube videos now.
Yeah.
All the things that used to be cracked articles are now just YouTube video essays. And they're not as funny. No.
I like reading it in my own voice. It makes me think I'm funnier than I actually am when I'm reading it. Well, but yeah, no, it's
Well, like, I mean, Cracked was a humor website, so you would read like a really dense science article, but it would have jokes peppered throughout it. There'd be
Yeah.
pictures that had captions on them and stuff. Like, they would keep you entertained with
Can use
stuff.
punctuation to
And
your
like,
advantage.
a lot of those guys now write for a website called 1-900 Hot Dog,
Oh.
which is a extremely funny website. There's some hilarious articles on there, but they don't do like the neat science and histories, like the articles where you would learn a bunch of stuff while laughing. They just do like really really hilarious articles. But yeah, it's a different vibe. Yeah, the internet's like, I mean, it's just like Facebook and like Twitter and stuff, just like kind of drastically changed the internet.
Yeah, I've never thought about because it's. Oh man, that's so sad.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is.
Like,
I mean, it is what it is. I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, for like, I mean, this is sort of the thing though, is that like most people weren't interfacing with the internet on like a daily basis before, right?
Yeah.
And so like Facebook or Reddit essentially gave the majority of people a easy way to interface with the web to where like for my mom, Facebook might as well be the internet, right?
Yep. Similar to my mom. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like Amazon.
Yeah, I'm going through my bookmarks and it's like, one, they're not things I check every day. And two, it's just like random Reddit posts. Ooh, it's raining. Sorry. I did not know it was supposed to rain. And just like random stuff I need for videos, like different converters and everything. Like, it's not interesting stuff.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's all just kind of been repurposed into other stuff. Like it's, neat Twitter threads or whatever, but it feels a lot less fun than it used to, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it actually is less fun or if it's just like, nostalgia or whatever. But I don't know. Like, I'm less interested in Twitter than I was in. I mean, crack.com is like sort of unfair. Like, I can't accurately evaluate how good crack.com was because it was such a big part of my life for so long. But like, I don't know. I don't think anybody would ever say that Twitter is a big part of their life for a long time. So that feels in and of itself kind of proving the point.
Did you ever play on those websites with like the Flash mini games? Like, did you ever play like Miniclip or like
the one that was really popular?
Addicting Games?
Addicting Games, yeah. Newgrounds was the one that was like really popular when I was in like middle school and stuff.
Newgrounds never took off at my school for whatever reason. It was definitely Addicting Games, and I think it was because they were owned by like Nickelodeon or something. So we would see the commercials on TV. But my sister and I, we would always go on like, the one that I always went to was Games to Girls, and I think there was one called Games Go Girls or whatever, and it was like very like, I don't know. It was just a bunch of Flash mini games like, cooking sims and like dress up games, and like there was one game in particular you were a spy. That was hype. And then like Fireball and Water Girl.
I
and
definitely
stuff.
used Addicting Games for a while.
I do the every few months I'll go through and I'll do my favorite. They still have I would do the escape games, and they still have those up that I can still play without Flash.
I think I remember those.
Yeah, Campbell and I were obsessed. There was a series in particular that like we'll just sit down and go through them again.
Crazy Monkey Games. Did you ever go to that website?
I definitely remember seeing the logo. I know I've played a few of their games because I remember like the pop-up whenever you would.
But yeah, that was an interesting time because like, I don't know, like there must be some kind of version of this now, but like Flash artists, like a lot of them went on and did other things. Like Flash was just like a really easy way for people to like make something and put it online and have a lot of people consume it. Like Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps, he started off doing Flash animations.
Wow. Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's like Jeff Kinney, who wrote The Diary of Wimpy Kids, he did Pop Tropica and like that whole, and there was like an educational website attached to it as well. And I think like that's his whole thing was the Pop Tropica. I don't think exists anymore, but which is sad. But it's like, yeah, Jeff Kinney be out here shaping childhood of middle schoolers in 2011 or whatever. He's still making books too. Is he
really?
That Greg is stuck in 6th grade. Yeah. Shout out to Jeff Kinney. Come on the show.
Oh yeah, we should get him on the show. That'd be great.
Let's get him on. Dude, his 18th book is coming out in October. They come out like every October. I think I have about half of them.
Is he actually still writing them, or are these being ghostwritten at this point?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Because, I mean, if I was him, that's what I'd be doing.
Oh, yeah, at this point.
I'd be farming that shit out.
You can get through those books fast. I would be willing to reread Diary of a Wimpy Kid if we get Jeff Kinney on. Oh, I'm talking about Pop Tropica. Man. And he's just hanging out. Because it was, he created Pop Tropica, and then for one of the islands, he created the characters of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and then that turned into
the
series.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I remember big deal in 5th grade when you learned Jeff Kinney, Pop Tropica, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Minds were blown that
time. That was a little after my time. My little brother was very big into the Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah. They were good.
But yeah, I guess that can kind of wrap up this episode. I don't think I got much more of just being very nostalgic for some stuff that doesn't exist anymore.
I want to come home from school, call up my friends, have to talk to my friends' parents because they answered the phone, got real close with the parents, and be like, yo, can we go play Cold Penguin? And then just sit on the family room floor with the speakerphone on the landline. We're just playing Cold Penguin. Doing missions and shit. I'm looking at the book. New York happened. I got a Golden Gurpler. And I worked. And that was... There you go. That's the things that happened.
Let us know what websites you used to go to all the time back in the day. What were your favorite websites, in the old internet?
Yes.
What forums were you on? What weird stuff were you doing online? Let us know. But that's going to wrap up this week's episode of Maximum Ruckus. Make sure to like, subscribe, send this link to people that we're really close to 100 subs on YouTube, Makenna. We're really close. What are we up to now?
We're like 93, I think.
That's a lot.
That's a little too... We're almost to the point where it's more people than my graduating class of high school.
Oh, wait, we're long past that for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, 93 subs, so we need 7 more to hit 100. So yeah, tell somebody. Take your mom's phone. Go on her YouTube app if she has one. Download YouTube, make her an account if you need to.
That's what I do with my grandma.
Subscribe to HBO Max. Your little cousin probably has a phone.
Mm-hmm. Probably has YouTube.
Yeah.
Whether
don't let them watch these videos because we say fuck every now and then, but like just subscribe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Listen, if they don't have parental controls, it's out of our hands.
Yeah, that's
can't
out
do
of our
anything.
hands. It's in your hands. Their phone is in your hands.
I clicked. No, it's not made for kids. Like this is.
We do click that on every episode.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because again, we say fuck sometimes.
Sometimes.
But yeah, give us a like, give us a subscribe, tell somebody about it. Again, comment, let us know what weird websites you used to go to back in the day. We'll be back next week. I think it's gonna be an HBO Max, but I haven't quite planned it out yet. We'll figure it out. Yeah, you can follow the show on Twitter at HBO Max on the Twitter for however long that still is a thing.
I'm feeling deja vu from October when we were doing the same
Yeah,
rigmarole.
yeah. It's weird. I don't know. Waste one of your 600 posts a day on us. You can follow me at Jose Ruckus on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. You can follow Makenna at PotterPants212 on Twitter. If you have a Blue Sky account and have some invites, send them our way.
Yes.
But until next time, keep the ruckus to a minimum.